All right, everybody, here it is, the end of the week. We're going to do a quick update on all of the information we've learned about jobs, unemployment, tariffs throughout the week, and how we can apply that to what we expect for the future. First off, we're going to start with job openings. And what we found out is that we now have 685,000 more unemployed persons in the US than we do job openings. And other than COVID, this is the biggest spread we've had since 2017. Now, on the flip side of that, we did learn that there were 50,000 new jobs created in the month of December, but this is below the 65,000 that they were hoping for the month. And we did also learn that unemployment is now up to 4.4% instead of the expected 4.5%. So while this 0.1% is not a major difference, it is still something to be considered. And most importantly, with this kind of information, we probably shouldn't be expecting a cut here at the end of January. Like the Fed said, we're kind of just going to see how this all plays out. They cut interest rates 3 times at the end of the year in 2025, and they're a little concerned that they might overdo it if they keep going. So what they've talked about is that more than likely they're just going to pause, see what happens. And really the only way that probably wouldn't have happened is if unemployment was just skyrocketing or something crazy happened. So we don't know for sure what's going to happen or what's going to play out, but if I had to guess, that's where I'd put my money. In other news, the Trump administration just announced that they are going to buy $200 billion in mortgage-backed bonds. And the purpose of this is to try and aid the minor housing situation that's going on where there's just not a lot of turnover selling in houses right now. But what I find interesting about what they're trying to do is instead of helping with prices, they're going at bonds, because what happens is when they buy these bonds, that will drop the yields. And when you drop the yields, yes, you do get lower interest rates. So ultimately, interest rates may drop. Now, the caveat is what'll happen is that could spur housing purchases and things of that sort. But that really doesn't fully cut to the problem, the center of the issue, in my opinion, because really housing prices are just out of control, generally speaking. And people are afraid and actually not even able to buy homes at this point because they just don't have the disposable income. So yes, ultimately it'll drop interest rates, but longer term or even maybe shortish long term, we probably could expect to see housing prices continue to escalate. Of course, this isn't too surprising, right? Because we've talked about how we think assets are probably going to go through the roof in prices, and this would include housing prices as well. Also, I think it's really important to point out that the Fed balance sheet has begun expanding, and we have proof of that. You can see right here in this chart, we've been going down for a number of years, right? With